What's going on, guys? Eternal Wind back, and I appreciate you joining me for another build video today. This is actually going to be the first build I've released for Legends in a long time. This is going to go off of one of my all-time favorite builds, the Wrathful Ronin, which is a Stone Striker Ronin. The thing is, I love the Healing Spirit Bear, but not a lot of people do. And I've gotten quite a few comments on these individuals wanting to opt out of like the healing spirit bear aspect but loving everything else about the build. So that's what I've done with this build. I've made a couple of tweaks and changes, and I've actually wound up combining two of my all-time favorite builds for the Ronin. So this is going to be a combination of my Wrathful Ronin Stone Striker build and my max ghost weapon damage build. This is going to be a really well-rounded build for pretty much everything. So let's get right into it. So right off the bat, you'll notice that most of the gear has remained the same outside of the charm, but we'll get to that. For the Stone Striker, we have melee and staggered damage. With Poison Blade and Wind Stance, none of that has changed. The same can be said for the Bomb Pack, because this is where we get some of our melee stagger damage. We do not have Fire Master or any type of status effect damage. So I've just opted for Blast Radius to try to hit as many people as possible, to build as much resolve as possible, to unleash those heavenly strikes more frequently. But this is where the build really changes. So the Ronin charm is just trash. It is just not good as a defensive charm. Even though the Ronin can heal and support the team quite well, and he excels at the job. He also excels at absolutely dispatching any and all Oni in front of you, and so this is what this build is going to allow you to do. We have a stealth charm here, and the reason why is because this is one of the only charms that you can get ghost weapon damage on, and if we're going to have max ghost weapon damage, we need this. So one of the biggest tweaks that I went about making for this particular build is going to be the fact that I don't have 2 stacks of staggered damage on there. I opted for only damage on the charm. So I did some testing, and for this setup of combining 2 builds, I think it works really well. This is just going to allow you to do even more damage with your ghost weapons to Oni, allowing this build to be more versatile. You're not going to have to rely on staggered Stone Striker heavenly strikes in order to get your kills. And by having Oni damage on here, even just once, mixed with all the melee stagger damage that we have, you're going to be able to one-kick and one-shot with Heavenly Strike, Tengu, regular Oni archers, and regular Oni spearmen. The fact that you are able to dispatch them practically immediately with a kick and a swipe is just epic. So we've opted for Oni damage there. Now, as far as the perks are concerned, we're actually going to end up running combat regeneration, which is just going to help keep you in the fight longer. And then, obviously, we're going to take Resolve Increase here since we don't have Fire Master to give us 4 total Heavenly Strikes. This will allow you to pretty much ult if you ever have to and you're maxed out to revive somebody and still have a Heavenly Strike left over. And as far as the Spirit Kunai is concerned, it's practically the same. I haven't really made any changes here. I love cooldown on kill for the Spirit Kunai, but it's not necessary for this build, and just getting an extra stack of melee damage really helps out the Heavenly Strikes. We're running Healing Incense for the class ability, which is already on a pretty good cooldown, and it's still going to get reduced with the Spirit Kunai's regular ability. So we're going to go with Supermassive and Hidden Blades for that maximized ghost weapon damage. And then for the Caltrops, this is where we get our second stack of melee stagger damage. Obviously, we're going ghost weapon damage as well. And the change that I made here is I swapped out Fired Up for munitions to just give us more bombs to build more resolve more frequently. And then we're still going to run deep bags because you want to hit as many people as possible with these Caltrops. These things hit like an absolute truck. But so does everything else on this build. So that's going to be it for the gear. Now for the techniques, we are running Healing Incense for the class ability. Flaming Roar is just absolute garbage, especially when you don't have anything boosting fire or status effect damage. And I just don't see the point in running this unless it has a healing property attached to it. For perk 1, enhanced ghost weapon damage because, duh. Staggering Imposition for perk 2. is going to help us one kick stagger those Tengu, the Oni archers, and the Oni spearmen, and it just works phenomenally with the build. And then obviously to equip 2 legendaries, we pick up legendary here. We're not really worried about the ult, we're worried about Heavenly Strikes. So with the gear and techniques out of the way, let's go ahead and do a build demonstration.
I share any story with you. Excellent choice. Eo's realm.
Alright, so you know we gotta go for the old bird dick first, right?
Of despair.
Even though we won't be able to dispatch them instantaneously,
with fire and ash, they spread the destruction
towards him,
and fear
drop
throughout
this,
the land.
get that off.
The ghost alone against outcome or needs.
Do a little of that. Stun him. Oh, I tried to go for 2 Stone Strikers. Oh. Oh. Alright. I hear you coming in. This. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah. Well, I tried to throw ghost weapons and it just didn't want to come out there. Alright, Healing Incense, do a perfect parry, do a sidestep, because we're boss. Boom. Alright, I'm gonna let that slide. Because you're dead anyway. Alright, throw a couple of these. A little bit of revolve, should be 2 kicks. Yeah. Alright, so that's gonna be the ledge. Even though it says cliffside, that's cool. Again, we're gonna go straight for the Tengu, which we'll be able to one-shot. Oh yeah.
And Oni.
Come on in here. Pull this, flop. Whoop! How did that go through that guy? Did you see that? I tried to roll the other way. Instead, I ended up rolling right into him. Bye! Alright, so we've got several enemies over here. Do a little of that. That. Flop, flop. Alright. Try not to get shot by that. Alright. Nah, you ain't telling him, bro. Alright. Alright, I have the Tengu over there. Again, I don't have... Let's try not to get smashed by that. Insta-kill. Alright. Let's do this. And then let's work on getting rid of that fuck, because those guys just suck, don't they?
Destruction from afar.
Alright. Oop! It's going crazy, man! Oh, I could have sworn I had jumped again. Oh yeah. This. Unnecessary, but you know what? I don't care. Alright, let's do a little healing while this guy taunts us. Come in here. Wah! Wah! And that, my friends, is going to be the Ryuzo Ronin. Again, I ended up splicing 2 of my all-time favorite builds, and I think it works ridiculously well. This is still going to allow you to support your team too through Healing Incense, as well as just absolutely shit on everything with your ghost weapons and your Heavenly Strike, giving you more ways to go about dealing damage with the Ronin. But alright guys, that's going to be it for the build video. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to stay up to date on all of my content. I appreciate you guys coming out, and I'll catch you on the next one. Deuces.